In this video, we're going to be solving radical and rational exponent equations. So, this type of equation, my first step is that I'm isolating wherever I have the radical. So I'm going to start by solving that. So I'm going to add 2 first on both sides. So plus 2 plus 2. So that means that I got this cancel out. So I got the radical 2a plus 2 equals 4. So remember that anytime that we're solving an equation, we are using the opposite operations. For example, I added 2 here because this is a negative 2 and I need to cancel it. So my opposite operation of the square root is that I'm going to square on both sides, right? Whatever I do on one side of the equation, I got it 2 on the other one, so I'm going to square here. So that means that I got 2a plus 2 equals 16. And now I'm just solving that simple linear equation, so minus 2 on both sides equals to 14. Then I'm going to divide by 2, so a equals 7. On this type of equation, it's important that we always check that value, right? So I'm going to substitute that here. I'm going to substitute that on the equation. So I got negative 2 plus the square root of 2 times 7 plus 2 equals to 2. So I got negative 2 plus 2 times 7 is 14, plus 2 is 16 equals 2. Negative 2 plus the square root of 16 is 4. So 2 equals 2. So that means that this is a solution. Let's see number 2. Again, I'm going to start by adding 6 on both sides. So plus 6. So I got the square root of negative 2 minus x equals to 1. Another important part to keep in mind is that if my index is even, I got to have, once I isolate the variable, it has to equal a positive number or 0. If it equals a negative number, that immediately means that you don't have solution. So again, if my index in here, in this case, my index, we know that is a 2, but if that small number here is even, it has to, when I isolate my radical, it has to equal a positive number. If the index is odd, it doesn't matter. But if it's even, we have to equal it to a positive number. So now again, I'm going to square on both sides. So 1 squared is 1. So I got negative 2 minus x equals to 1. And plus 2 on both sides. So negative x equals to 3. And then I'm going to divide by 1. So that means that x equals to negative 3. Again, let's check this. So negative 6 plus the square root of negative minus negative 3 equals to negative 5. So negative 6 plus, I got negative 2, this becomes a positive. So negative 2 plus 3 is 1 equals to negative 5. So negative 6 plus 1 equals to negative 5. So negative 5 equals to negative 5. So this is my solution. Let's see the next one. So again, here, if I have the same radical on both sides, the only way that this radical equals to that radical on the right is that this equals to that, right? Either way, we can square also on both sides, right? We can square on both sides. So I have negative 2 minus 3n equals to n plus 10. Okay? Now I'm just going to solve. So I'm going to combine like terms. So I'm going to add 3n on both sides. So I can keep the n positive. So negative 2 equals to 4n plus 10. Now I'm going to subtract 10 on both sides. So I got negative 12 equals to 4n. And then I'm going to divide by 4, giving me that n equals to negative 3. Again, let's check the work. So the square root of negative 2 minus 3 times negative 3 equals to the square root of negative 3 plus 10. So I got negative 2 plus 9 equals to 7. This has the square root, and negative 2 plus 9 is the square root of 7 equals the square root of 7. So this is my solution. Again, here, same radical, so I just have that n minus 4 equals to 24 minus n. I'm going to start by adding the n on both sides. Plus n, so 2n minus 4 equals 24, plus 4 on both sides, so 2n equals to 28. And then divide by 2, n equals to 14. Again, I'm going to substitute, so 14 minus 4 equals to the square root of 24 minus 14, so 10, square root of 10, square root of 10. See down here, right? First of all, again, remember that this is the same as the cubic root. So I'm going to solve for p. So I'm going to start by subtracting 5. So I got 10 equals to 2p 1/3. Then I'm going to divide by 2. So I got 5 equals to p third. And again, the opposite, I'm going to cube on both sides, right? Because remember that p to 1/3 is the same as the cubic root of p. So that means that p equals to 125. Again, let's check it works. So 15 equals to 2, 125, 1/3 plus 5. So 15 equals to 2. Again, this in here is the same as the cubic root of 125. So that's the same as 5. And I got 10 plus 5, that is 15. So 15 equals to 15. So this is my solution. See number 6. Again, now I have that the 1/2 is outside of the parentheses. I'm not adding anything. So my first step here is that I'm going to square. So my exponent out here is going to be whatever is my denominator here. So my exponent is 2. So that way this cancels out, because remember that properties of exponent, we multiply them. So I'm going to square here 2. So 81 equals to 8 plus 12 minus 12. So x equals 2. Okay, let's check that. So 9 equals to 6 plus 12, 1/2. So 9 equals to 81, right? That's the square root of 81, so equals to 9. Okay. Again, on this one, because I have that -5 first, I'm going to first divide by -5. So I got 9 equals to 17 minus x 2/3. Let's go step by step here, right? Let's remove that 3 first. I'm going to cube on both sides. So I'm going to cube on both sides. So that means that 9 cubed is the same as 9 times 9 times 9. That's 729 equals to 17 minus x 2/3. And actually not 2/3, it's just going to be 2, right? Because the 3, we did cancel it out here, right? Now that I have this, now I can take the square root on both sides. Remember that whenever we apply the square root or an even radical on both sides of the equation, we need the plus or minus right here. So that's going to be plus or minus 27 equals to 17 minus x. I'm going to start by subtracting the 17 on both sides. That 17 goes in front, so that means that I got negative x equals to negative 17 plus or minus 27. Let's split that in x equals to negative 17 plus 27, or x equals to negative 17 minus 27, negative x. So I got negative x equals to 10. I'm going to divide by -1. So x equals to -10. And here, again, negative x equals to -44. And then I'm going to divide by -1. So x equals to 44. So those are my two solutions. And that's it for this lesson. May the 4th be with you.